What's going on, folks? Elijah here. It's a very humid and hazy Friday evening here in Los Angeles. The haze is from the fires, which have coincided with our heat wave we're having here. Apparently there were 12,000 recorded lightning strikes in the state of California. And an area the size of the state of Rhode Island has burned up here over the last some weeks here, and so that's another crisis that our state is dealing with, on top of the COVID-19 emergency and the economic emergency is also going on, and the homeless pandemic, and all the other crises that we were already dealing with. Got a chance to check out Joe Biden's speech last night as he accepted the Democratic nomination for president. Definitely, I was impressed. I know Republicans out of there probably weren't, most of them, but hey, that's their business. I'm a lifelong Democrat myself, so I don't really care what your political opinion is. If it's opposite of mine, you can go to hell. For all I care, family included. I don't play that mess. I come from a mixed race family, so I've had to say bye-bye to some family members, unfortunately, and that's just all there is to it. Some of these political differences are insurmountable, and I'm not going to waste my energy trying to find the middle ground with people personally. I believe in America is a holy political battlefield right now, and each of us has a sacred duty to line up on America's sacred political battlefield and use our votes as a weapon to subdue our adversaries. That's just like the motorcycle community has its own divisions too. It's not a monolithic community like a lot of people think. Hey, what's up, motorcycle love? And the reality is that there's some pretty big divides in the motorcycle community. One such being whether or not you should have to wear a helmet even. I'm personally in the pro helmet, pro gear. I would say definitely that people who are newer, wear full gear. And if you're not newer, you should wear full gear too. Now, hey, as you can see today, I got, a chest protector on and some elbow pads, but that's not going to really protect my old shoulders if I get in a wreck. And I'm going to get some pretty bad road rash on my upper torso if I go down. But it's freaking humid as a mother right now, so oh well. Need some air. So, and that's, I think, one of the things that kind of hurts motorcycle riding. I know people, you can hear all the other people talk about how, motorcycle riding as a community is shrinking because of the toxic masculinity associated with motorcycle riding. That you got to be some super macho, you don't wear gear, you don't listen to anybody, you're some reckless animal, you're just barely not a criminal, kind of thing. And unfortunately, that is very off-putting for a lot of people who may want to get into motorcycle riding in the United States. Other countries, motorcycle riding doesn't have the stigma like it does here in the U.S. But here it does have kind of this kind of toxic masculine stigma that hurts the motorcycle community as a whole. And it keeps people from wanting to learn how to ride a motorcycle, and let alone actually participate in the motorcycle riding community. And I think there kind of has to be, I guess I would want to tell people, like, if you're kind of off put by all of the negative stereotypes of the motorcycle riding community, like, they're not exactly stereotypes. A lot of them are true about a certain group of riders, especially, certain groups of riders that are just irresponsible, and who don't do the best practices. You got all the people that say, I've been riding and I never crashed for 30 years, but, that doesn't necessarily, never have having crashed doesn't make you no expert, as in, like, I've never been convicted of medical malpractice, but that don't make me no doctor, does it? So, and that just is, it really is bad for the community, those negative stereotypes, the misogyny by some people, they hate women. I know a lot of people get motorcycles so they could, thinking they're going to be able to pick up more chicks or something, but, it's like, well, not if you hate women. You got a bunch of incels out there. Like, look, dude, you're riding around with no gear on, got no, that guy out there riding ain't got no insurance. Like, no one want no irresponsible dude. They want somebody who's gonna, be responsible when they're out there. Do what they're supposed to, take care of their responsibilities. So, the toxic culture of motorcycle riding does exist there, but here in California at least, or at least in Los Angeles, because it's such a big city, you can find a very good motorcycle community for yourself that's not super toxic, that people actually believe in doing what's safest and things like that, and not trying to prove who has the biggest willy in the group. And you can really have a real whole bunch of fun, and does it make it not a dangerous venture to partake in? No, it's dangerous. That's just reality. And I think that's kind of one of the toxic parts of motorcycle riding, is the fact that a lot of people who ride are afraid to really kind of admit, how dangerous motorcycle riding actually is compared to driving a car. And that, if you don't wear a helmet, like, you're not going to necessarily just die. Like, a lot of people, you're just going to be disabled. And there's a lot of people that's going to be worse than death for them. Being disabled, like, you may not be able to do anything, really. That's a big thing happening in Michigan. So many people are getting severe head injuries from motorcycle riding while they're drunk, that it's made the insurance rates there go up through the roof, because insurance in the state of Michigan has to give lifetime unlimited health coverage. So if you get severe damage where you're disabled, well, you're going to need millions of dollars, most likely, in care. And so that's risen everybody's rates in the state of Michigan. But that's also because the state of Michigan, the brain drain really kicked in there, and after I moved out of there, they actually repealed their helmet law, so you don't have to wear a helmet. And I can tell you right now, when you go to Michigan, at least from what I've seen, the only guys wearing helmets are the guys who are like 50 and 60, and they ride Gold Wings. And they probably lost a few buddies who didn't wear a helmet, and that's why they got them. I mean, cats won't even wear a brain bucket, dog. I mean, states that have helmet laws, all you gotta wear is a brain bucket. You don't gotta wear no full face like I do. And it might save your life. I know my helmet saved my life. My HJC helmet when I went in a wreck. And that's just reality. Otherwise, I would probably just be dead or disabled, most likely, or disfigured. Maybe I'll be fully able-bodied, but disfigured as a mofo. And that, I guess, people are asked, motorcycle, what is, when you go down, well, that's how you know it's for you, is when you crash, because you know whether or not you need to be wearing full gear. Trust. That doesn't mean you're not going to get severe injuries, but it will help reduce their severity. You know, look at this guy. He got a brain bucket on. But, you know, to each his own. You know, at least you got something on, dog. You know, they don't want to wear no helmet. They don't want to wear no mask to protect against the COVID. You know, they don't want to do nothing. They don't have no license. Like, dang, dude. And that's kind of the toxic masculinity out there. Like, yo, don't tread on me. You know, like, well, dude, society has to have rules, dog. You know, and without those rules, society would break down. You know, you say a lot of these same people, they complain about the Black Lives Matter protests. How somebody needs to crack down on them, but you know they're playing by the rules. You know, and then if they don't have any rules, well, that ain't that what you don't want. You don't want rules. Just craziness to me. You know, I'm glad it's Friday. Traffic has picked back up a little bit here in LA. Getting back to its, I think it said 70% of its normal. It's been a pretty good week. Only ran into a few micro idiot cagers trying to run me down, but luckily I was able to avoid them with just good diligence. You know, especially in like residential areas like this, these little small roads, people they just be pulling out. They don't have a good field of view a lot of times. So, yeah, you really got to be careful in these type of areas. But don't be a toxic male motorcycle rider, guys, or don't be a toxic male at all. I mean, I know they talk about toxic male, but you know, back in my day, we just called them losers. And nobody wants to hear you complaining about, you know, how, you know, macho something is. You know, I know for me, like, you know, yeah, in the black community, it has the same problem with toxic masculinity as everybody else. You get mad at me because I honked at you. Got honked at. I got better reaction time to you. You in there lazing it up in your cage. You mad? Pay attention. So, you know, don't be a toxic male. You know, it happens in the black community. You know, I know I stopped doing a lot of things that I like to do, like, you know, doing, you know, all kind of stuff like reading. You know, because you know, people don't think it's cool to read, or doing stuff like watching anime, because you know, anime is for kids. You know, it's cartoons, it's for kids. You know, you can't watch anime. You're not tough. You know, and that's really wasted a lot of my life, my younger youth, doing stuff only because, you know, I thought that that's what is going to make people think that I'm a tough guy. And that's reality. Rather than just kind of actually doing what I want and not really giving a flip what people think, which is what actually makes you a tough guy, not caring what people think, and doing what makes you happy instead. So, I mean, you know, people really need to think about you know, what you're doing, you know, mindfulness, you know, who you're doing it with, you know, don't be no follower. Don't worry about what people think, man. You know, if you're not doing what makes you happy, you know, then you're probably trapped in toxic masculinity, guys. And I really would implore you to try to find you a way out, so that more people will want to ride motorcycles instead of not want to ride motorcycles. You have a strong community, keep bikes cheap. So that's all for today, guys. Gonna get me a cheeseburger, take my black butt home, and watch me an anime. So see you guys next time. Ride safe out there. Wear your mask. You know, stay away from these COVID idiots. Elijah out.